What's up guys, I'm Tommy and welcome to another episode of TomyTek Outdoors. Today I'm going to show you my kayak fishing setup on my 2016 Hobie Outback. So stay tuned. If you're new to my channel and you like fishing, crabbing, kayaking, boating, or just spending quality time with family and friends outdoors, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking that red subscribe button below and clicking that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Alright guys, so I'm going to be giving you a tour of my kayak fishing setup in my 2016 Hobie Outback. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that I recently bought a 2019 Hobie Outback. So I'm actually going to be taking some of the stuff off this 2016 and then moving it to my 2019 before I sell this one. I did actually make this video a couple months ago, but my files got corrupted. Somebody did actually ask me to show this, and I apologize for being kind of late on doing this, but I just been a little bit busy and recording other stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to take you guys in a little bit closer so you can see how I have my kayak fishing set up. Alright guys, so here's my 2016 Hobie Outback. Here's the front of it. What I have set up in the front here is, this is actually a Mightymount with a, I think this is a Panfish mount. I'll have actually a link in the description below with all of the things that I have on my Outback. So I actually do sometimes have my GoPro mounted up in the front. As you can see, I have two options here. I use the ram mount sailing mast insert, so I could actually put it up here, or I could put it in the front. In the front, it's actually a little bit better when I'm actually trolling, so that you get a kind of a wider shot. As you can see from my rod holders there, you can actually see my rods go down when I use it here on the front. So I have two options, but I've actually lately been using this one just because it's a little bit easier to get to. This is a GoPro Hero 5 Black. It has this, this is actually a refuel battery pack. I'll get in details about that. I'll show you my camera setup in another video, but this will allow you to get about like 7 hours out of the battery. But anyways, so in the front hatch that I have here, I actually have the sailing mast mount for the battery, and this is a 14AH deep cycle battery. This will last pretty much all day and then some, and that attaches to, it's not attached right now, but it attaches to my Fishfinder there, which is a Lowrance TI7 Touch. We'll get to that in a second, but here I've got my Mirage drive here, and then on my right side you can see here I've got my paddle. You can see in a future video, or a previous video, where I had a kayak crabbing failure. When I put everything on the right side, everything got caught in my my line. I run a trot line, so had to move everything to the left side. But this is my fishing setup, so but you can see that. I'll provide a link above to see my kayak crabbing setup. But and on the 2016, it doesn't come with these rubber mesh pockets. It comes with a regular nylon or whatever it's made of, so that was one of the first things I changed. So these are very nice because the hooks don't get stuck in them. And then also I changed to the rectangular hatch. Circle hatch is actually in my 2019. You could see that in one of my other videos. But oh, and also for my Mirage drive, I forgot, I actually have the leash here, and then it straps to the front here on my the bungee to close the front hatch. And then moving on, this is actually where my Fishfinder was. Like I said, I moved it because of the my crabbing setup. And then here on both sides I put tracks down just so I can have some flexibility with my rod holders. This is that new Kayak rod holder. This actually works pretty well. It's pretty sturdy. I haven't trolled too much with it yet, but I mean, we'll see. It's fall now, so I'll be doing quite a bit of trolling and jigging, so we'll get to really test this out soon. Then on the other side, you know, I also put a track down there. This is a little Scotty mount adapter. There you go on that side. And what this does, it allows you to put in the Scotty bazooka tube or rocket launcher. I forgot what it's called. I'll have a link in the description below. But so this way it's solid. The problem is with the screw-in ones, they usually screw into the track, is if you go if you twist this way, which is what is that, counterclockwise, it actually pulls it out. So if I had a big fish pull, you know, and while I'm trolling, it would actually untwist the track mount. So that's why I got this instead. And then here you can see I've got the Hobie flag. I always bring this out with me, especially when I'm fishing out in the Chesapeake Bay, just so everybody can see me, because I wanted boats to be able to see me. And then over here on the sides, I put my leashes. So I've got this one leash here, is where my cell phone goes, so I just pop it in there. Then I have other leashes on the other side and attach them, but you know, for like my fish grip, sorry about the airplane, and you know, other things. And of course on this side I have my fish finder. This is the Lowrance TI 7 Touch, Elite 7 TI Touch, that is, sorry. This is great, the screen is huge. Then I've got the Burley Pro sun visor on it. This actually helps a lot, especially, you know, in the middle of the day, you know, so I could see a little bit better. And then that's mounted on here. I think this is a 1.5 inch ram ball. I'll find out. I'll put everything in the description below again. And then on this side too, on the steering, I actually added this right here. I forgot what it's called, but just to help me grab it and I could steer a little bit better. And then on this side, depending on what kind of fishing I'm doing, if I'm going after snakehead or bass fishing, or going to be fishing in somewhere that I know is going to be pretty shallow, I'll bring my homemade stakeout pole. This thing actually is great. It will hold me in place. I can just take it out real quick, stick it in, I'll attach a rope to it, and you know, I could stay anchored, you know, really quick and take it out really quick. So I'll show you how to make this in a future video. But anyways, moving on, I've got my seat back here. And underneath it, I'll keep my, when I don't have any fish yet, I'll keep my stringer here. I like to use this, I think this is a diving stringer or whatever, but this will make sure that the fish stay on. I've had friends that told me they had issues with those other stringers that are just like the little clips where the clips have actually opened. This will not open, and this, you can put quite a few fish on it. And of course underneath also I have my nice yak gear ruler here. This folds out nicely to about 35.5 inches, 36 inches looks like. No, that's about 35.5, so 30, well, whatever it is. But anyways, side of my rectangular hatch, I'll usually keep some tackle in here. This is very important. This is actually a P-cup. This actually extends out so you can make it larger. But anyways, moving on. Oh, and also one of my things that I use when I'm filming, as you'll see in some of my fishing videos, when you have the perspective of me, is the ActionHat. This actually is great. The nice thing about the ActionHat is if it falls off, this does actually float. So if your hat falls off, you can still recover it. The back here, I've got my wheels, and here's my homemade rocket launcher, or whatever you want to call it. So this allows me to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra rods back here. This is made out of 1 1/4 inch PVC. The only thing when you do that is there's a lot of space here, so you kind of gotta hold it down with something. It's in there pretty tight because it's up against my wheels right now. But I'm actually gonna make a new one probably this winter. I'm not sure. At a 1 1/2 inch. You do have to heat up the 1 1/2 inch to get it to fit down in here, but I'll make a video about that in the near future. And behind this, I've got my Ingle cooler, which also has 4 rod holders, 2 on each side. I think this is the 30 quart. I have a link in the description below again, which one it is. But this gives me an additional 4 rods. And I don't actually use it as a cooler. I use it more so as storage. I stuffed this with a bunch of stuff just so you guys can have an idea of what fits in here. It's got a nice tray. I just put stuff in there, miscellaneous stuff, sunglasses, whatever. Then, see, it can hold a big Plano tackle box, even small ones. I got a couple of these small ones in here. Just to give you an idea how much stuff. I mean, you could put so much stuff in here. Got small boxes in here. Depending on what type of fishing I do, I just have boxes ready, so I just grab the one that I need and then just throw it in here. But that is the Engel 30 quart. You can see it's got 2 other rod holders on that side. And then here's my ActionHat leverage net. The nice thing with this net is it's really nice to hold against your forearm, especially you need to land a fish. It just makes it a lot easier. So then you have this against your forearm, and then you can really get underneath the fish and net it. And the nice thing right here is this extra handle piece, which fits nicely into my rod holder here, so I can get it out of the way when I'm not using it. And then you can see actually what I did with the Engel cooler is the bungee. I actually wrapped it around here. It goes through and then it comes down and then it clips right here. So if I were to flip or what have you, this will actually stay on my kayak. I think this would actually float too. I'll probably test that later. But you can see too on my rods I put floats on all those. This leverage net does float also. And then towards the back, I don't actually use the rear circle hatch for anything. Some guys put their batteries back there, but as you saw, I put it in the front. And then this blue cable here goes back to my Bixby jet. This is using the Bixby jet for Hobie rudder. Turns great while it's under power, but when it's not under power and you're using a Mirage drive, it doesn't turn that great. I am going to do a mod before I sell my 2016. I'm going to use the sailing rudder and cut out the DIY template on my sailing rudder to fit here, and I'm going to test that and see if it turns better. My friends have done it and they said it does actually turn really well, so we'll see in the near future. Then my paddle is there on that side. Again, this is my fishing setup. I will not have my paddle on this side if I were crabbing. My rods here that I have, these are backyard custom rods made locally here in Maryland by Steve Fogel. He's a really nice guy, makes some quality rods. These are super light. I actually matched them up with Shimano 2500 series. This is a CI4 2500. This is the Stratic, that is, and then this is just a regular Stratic over here, 2500. I use other types of rods too, but usually I use about medium, heavy with fast action, depending on what I'm fishing for. And those, work for most of the fish that I catch here in Maryland. When I explore more on the coast, I'll probably be using some of my 5000 or 4000 series reels, but we'll see. But then on this side, I just have my paddle, and then again there's my rod holder, and that is pretty much everything on my kayak fishing setup. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below, and I will answer your questions. So that is my 2016 Hobie Outback kayak fishing setup. Alright guys, so one of the things I forgot to show you was my transducer. I do have a TotalScan transducer, Lowrance TotalScan transducer, and using here you can see there's a Burley Pro transducer cover. This just protects my cover, so when I take it on a ramp, concrete ramp, it'll scratch up the cover instead of my transducer. It works really good. So there's actually quite a few scratches on the bottom. You probably can't see them, but I'm pretty happy with it. The one thing to know about this Burley Pro cover though is if you fish in like places that have a lot of sand or mud or whatever, you should actually make sure you clean it out, because I had quite a bit of sand in there. So sand and muck or whatever it was, but my Fishfinder stopped reading, and the reason was because of the Burley Pro had some sand and mud or whatever. It was like right underneath the cover, like right here. There was like a nice layer of something. So I just had to take that out, and then my Fishfinder was fine. All right, so after every outing, what I'll do is back here, you can see there's a little opening here. What I'll do is I will take my hose and just squirt water through it, just to kind of help clean out whatever's in there. And then I'll also do the same from the top, because down here I'll just squirt water in just to help kind of clean out whatever's in there. So yeah, that's my transducer setup. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And click that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.